have to talk to you. I believe we're making a mistake not supporting Bray and his friends against the Chosen.
Look, Bray doesn't want our support anymore.
That may be what he said, but we should still help. Call the council together and persuade them.
The Chosen aren't our problem.
Eagle, you're wrong. The Chosen won't stop until they control everyone, including us.
Well, they'll have to find us first.
They will. The more people they get, the fewer hiding places there are for us.
You're exaggerating.
I've seen them. They're more evil than you can imagine.
Well, the answer's still no.
This isn't like you.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means you shouldn't mix up what happened in the past with what needs to be done now.
So, welcome to Series 3, Episode 8 of Conversations on Eagle Mountain, a podcast about the tribe. I'm your host, Lance, and joining me in the podcast panel today is Sabine.
Hi.
And a very warm welcome back to Maggie.
Hi.
With episode notes done by Matt and myself. So Series 3, Episode 8, the screenplay was done by Charles Hodges. It was directed by John Reed. And the episode synopsis was read out by Maggie.
Ebony's lies are exposed as the Gaians make the decision about fighting the Chosen. Meanwhile, Alice struggles to keep the Mallrats together when Trudy offers them a deal, and Tai-San receives a summons.
Okay, before we begin, Maggie. So, the panel's been in like two camps about this Amber resurrection storyline. Like Sabine and Carlin would have preferred it if you didn't resurrect dead characters. Whereas kind of me and Liz were more on the fence of like, we wouldn't have mind if it had been done right. So kind of where do you fall on the whole bringing Amber back?
Oh boy. I think I'm going to have to go with the latter because I think it was necessary. Unfortunately, like it would have been better to do it, in a better way for sure. But bringing Amber back, it clearly needed to happen. Danny didn't go over the way they thought she would, and everybody wanted Amber back. But it could have absolutely been executed better. I mean, why would she? Sorry, Amber. I just don't know how she could possibly have believed Ebony unless it's because she got blown up. You know what I mean?
That was the running fork.
Yeah, like that's it. Like she literally had to have been concussed. Otherwise, like in her right mind, especially with it being so soon after her and Bray reconciled because of what Ebony did before, right? How could she believe and stay away when she came to, Amber, you selfish.
Okay, so then let's jump in to this first scene.
This is her friend's baby. We visited them before the virus. I hardly even knew her.
Is this true?
Do you think I would abandon my own child?
The epic, in quotations, confrontation between Bray, Ebony, and Amber finally occurs, and the truth about the baby photo is exposed. So what could the nail-biting truth about Bray being the baby daddy be? Well, it turns out that the baby actually belongs to one of Ebony's pre-virus friends, and that they only posed to take a photo. A rather miffed Bray quite rightly asks Amber how she could ever believe that he would abandon his own child. He then proceeds to rip up the photo in front of a devastated Ebony. Oh boy, panel. In a scene that I felt seemed to be played quite for laughs, especially with the cheesy music that was playing in the background.
Yeah.
I've got to ask you, why was this scene played this way? And what did you think about the truth behind the photo? Especially because we debated this on the last podcast and we thought it might have been Ebony's niece, but it turns out my memory was wrong. It was just her friend. So yeah go for it.
I didn't even know she had any friends.
No.
Well, yeah, that, and it seems quite weird that they've only known each other for a few weeks, but he's posing a photo.
Yeah, and they've known each other for a few weeks. She was the new girl, and she has a friend with a baby that she visited with Bray. It's just weird.
They've made it even worse.
Right, but I think like we're still supposed to meant to be, believing that they had a deeper, longer, past together when it wasn't. We're still in that mindset.
But even then, it would have been a couple of months, from the moment we see her enter the school, enter Bray's life in that.
Well, even that, I don't think it's a couple months because they're wearing masks at that dance that she's the new girl and she asks, you know what I mean? Like so it's weeks because Trudy gets pregnant during that.
Yeah. So and the next time we see when season 1 starts, we're at least 8 months further.
Yeah. And even with the Trudy and Bray relationship, meant to be a lot deeper than it is, and I feel the only reason that it seems that way is because he took care of her while she was You know, this
Yeah.
is, but the only reason he did that was because she was carrying his brother's baby.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't have this deep past, you know, this bond, like, that they're meant to be portrayed as. They developed that bond, you know, running from the locos and alive.
And the way it's filmed, it's, you know, we have Amber standing up there thinking she has a moral high ground.
Right,
So
like
it
righteous.
seems symbolic.
Yeah. And the faces she makes.
It's
And the
like,
cheesy
girl,
music.
Well, I think a lot of the music that they play out there in the forest is very cheesy, and a lot of music this whole season.
Not for what is supposed to be an important scene.
I
You've
know,
got the
but
cheese.
I mean, the music they played during the Lex and Pride fight. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay. And why is Ebony so devastated about this photo? Please, like, really? She's that lovesick?
Yeah.
This is
Is
not Ebony.
she-
you know, yeah, exactly.
This
If
is
it
not Ebony.
if it had been as we thought, if it had been her niece,
Then yeah, I can understand.
then yeah, I could have understood some attachment to maybe the
it's
baby,
the only
you know?
picture she has of Bray and her, or just Bray, and like, and maybe it's not even that. Maybe it's the symbolism of him ripping up that picture as him ripping up her heart again. Like,
Yeah.
but she's so dang lovesick for
That's
this man.
just not Ebony.
And
Yeah,
it's not what we've.
No, it's not her.
That level of response,
Yes,
would've
exactly,
got it if
exactly.
I would have gotten it if that had been Trudy, but for Ebony, it
Yeah.
doesn't work.
Right. Like Bray, I think reacted appropriately. To be completely honest, I
Yeah.
think that he did well.
Yeah.
I'm like, you go, Bray. I would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, he ripped up
And-
that picture and dropped it, and I'm like, yep.
And I agree with him in, you know, asking Amber how on earth she could have ever believed that.
I asked.
I love that.
It's unbelievable. Sorry, I
Yeah.
can't say it's unbelievable because clearly it happened.
It's almost like the writers put that in as like,
Well, we have to do this.
We have to do this.
is the only thing that
This-
makes sense.
we're gonna have to make you believe this. So
Not that she just, you know, found her hurt, left her for dead, you know, and didn't tell anybody. That would have worked just fine. That would have worked just fine. The extra bits about Ebony that didn't need to happen. And for Ebony to be like thinking so quickly on her feet in that moment to pull that picture out.
You know, Ebony
Mm.
thinking quickly on her feet, sure, I can buy that part. It's just Amber
She
being
should-
stupid enough to believe this all this
I'm
time.
telling you, they didn't need to even add that part. They literally could have just had Ebony leave Amber for dead on the side of a freaking mountain.
yeah, that's
And
what
that would have
Liz was
been-
saying.
That would have been it.
Would've-
Amber would
that
have
would've
woke up,
worked.
found her grave, and then been like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And
That
maybe
doesn't
fought
work.
and worked her way back. I'll give her amnesia for crying out loud. Go
Yeah.
the amnesia route.
I mean, it's the easy way, but it would have worked better than.
Instead, they had to make Ebony the villain once more to establish that will do anything for Bray.
And I don't mind that they make Ebony the villain. I just
No, me neither, but why is...
I would have preferred it if she would have shoved an unconscious Amber off that mountain.
Well,
But-
she didn't have to really kill her, Sabine.
She could just left her. It left her in the building.
Just left her passed
Ooh.
out inside the
You went to see her thrust Amber off the
Liz
cliff.
wanted Bray dead. It's fine in the explosion, and now you're like, "Yep, Ebony
Sabine!
should pushed Amber
Yeah.
off the mountain."
I mean, even that would have worked better than this.
Yes, no, I agree. Okay.
I mean, if they absolutely needed to vilify her,
right, no, for sure, but over
make her do
this,
something unforgivable, I could have
how?
dealt with that. But this, but
What happened to the baby, Ebony? Why didn't she ask her? Well, where's the baby, Ebony? If you had
Unless
this
she
baby, where is it?
Oh boy.
but you know,
Sorry for yelling.
and I could have, you know, Bray has been through so many friggin' concussions, and even he hasn't lost his mind so much that he would believe something as crazy as this from anyone.
He seemed to forget Danny even after Ebony asked Danny.
Yeah, well, but
I was pretty like, you go Ebony too when I'm like, yeah, ask about Danny, Amber. Ask about
Oh, we'll get to that. That was
I mean, I like
Patty
that.
comment
I-
thrown back.
I absolutely like that part, but it's just that, you know, even Bray hasn't become so delusional that he forgot
I mean,
so much as. I mean, there's just
I
no way
don't
to
quite
justify
agree with
this.
that. Bray's done some stupid things, like
yeah, he's done-
when
yeah, but he-
when later on Amber gets kidnapped.
Yeah, okay.
Bray does
but
some
right
stupid
He
now-
does some
crap. What are you
quite
talking
stupid
about?
things.
All you
Sabrina.
guys
does-
do is talk crap about it.
I know he does stupid things, but Amber believing this of him?
Yeah,
No.
this is bad.
That's
This
just-
is
To be
no
fair,
way.
she passed out. She passed out right after Ebony told her. How do we know that she wasn't you know what I mean?
I mean, unfortunately, that doesn't cover the bit afterwards. So she had a concussion, so obviously she can believe that. That's fine. It's the
But she
months
still
after where
believe-
she still believed. Yeah,
I know. That's
that's my problem with this.
yeah.
You know, her believing it in that
Unfortunately.
split session, in that split moment when it happened, when Ebony said that, and with how she was feeling, sure. But her staying
Okay.
away from NORADs.
But what I mean
It's
is
just-
maybe she planned on confronting Bray about it when she went back. Ebony left her dead. And then she was just like, well, screw it. I think
That's what
I'm
should have
dead.
happened, but we
You
didn't
know?
get that.
I know. I'm Amber. I can't. I'm trying because I feel like this might be the only time I can try to justify her behavior.
Yeah, no,
From here on out. Like,
I have not found a way to justify this. I said this earlier in another podcast. I would have gotten it if it had been Sandra and Lex, but not for Amber and Bray.
Okay, kid. Let's. She's a dumb teenage girl. That's all I got. And the bully won.
I mean,
That's all I got. But still, she's stronger than that, and she's meant to be. She was portrayed as a strong woman that
Yeah,
was supposed to be able to overcome stuff. And
yeah, but sure.
yeah.
Even a strong woman like her has her breaking point. I get that, but this is just, and she's still mad about it. You know, she's still.
And
very
didn't Bray
mad
already
at
have a
Bray about
conversation
this.
with her about believing Ebony about anything?
Yeah, multiple times.
Yeah,
And
she was
don't you
concussed.
think-
Her brain was
Yeah,
not working
I mean,
at all.
and come on, Trudy told Amber when Ebony held Bray captive. She did tell Amber that they have a past. They used to be together. Don't you think Trudy would have mentioned that to you, honey? Out of everything.
I mean, we unfortunately this is the storyline we've been given by the writers.
Yeah, I
or
know,
by
and I always say that.
the
I always
powers
say
that be.
too.
But I mean, I need to ask because you mentioned amnesia, and
Yeah.
that's something that the tribe does a lot. Like, why
Yeah.
do you think they didn't use it in this instance?
Maybe it was her there. I don't know, because it still would have worked to bring in the Gaians.
Did they really desperately need Ebony to be the villain so bad that they couldn't
That's
choose
what I'm saying. That
any
really-
other avenue that would have worked?
They still had to keep this thing going where Ebony would do anything for Bray, right? Maybe. I honestly don't know, because I do feel like amnesia would have been the smoothest route, and we as fans could have accepted that.
Mm-hmm.
As fans could have accepted that.
Yeah.
And that she just never got her memory back, and because she didn't ever see these people again. She never had, things from her past to jog her memory,
Yeah.
right? But I think, they needed that ring. They needed her to give Pride that ring so that Bray could be like, it's Amber, even though Ebony already kind of caught on that who Pride was describing as Eagle was actually Amber. She was worried about
Mhm.
that. You could see that anyway. And Lex was kind of, even getting, like, this sounds like Amber. But of course,
Which was odd. But
yes, but Lex also didn't think, well, because she's not dead. He just assumes that it's another woman, another person.
But yeah, that's the thing. That whole storyline could still have happened. Like Amber having the
Yeah.
amnesia, she goes to the
Would have
guy, and she
worked.
gets her ring, gives it to Pride. The whole storyline still works. It's just that
Does
why
it
do they
work
have
though?
to?
Because why would she take the ring off? You know what I mean? And
She saw it with her name, thought it was important, and took it. Like,
Okay.
it makes sense.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, that's
And
fair.
then,
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
she might,
Okay.
and she might still have some of her long-term memories of, her dad
Yeah.
giving her that ring.
She
Yeah,
remembers that
and
it's important
before
to her.
everything, yeah.
and then took it. And
Okay.
then-
And Pride did find her wandering the mountain, so it wasn't like she
Yeah.
ran into these people.
No. He found her when
anything,
she was
every other
older.
storyline could have worked.
But what
this
they gave
one-
us, yes, that they had, I don't know. Ray, what is the reasoning? Who wrote this episode?
No, we can't even blame the writers there. This is.
Oh no, we can't, because this is a multi.
This is a
thing. Okay,
mandate from someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
why?
this was forced.
Why does
I don't
this
know,
have to
and that's
be
the
a
question.
thing?
Why did this have to be a thing?
We
Ebony
need
could still be the
answers.
villain. She could have left Amber on the
But
Eagle
she'll
Mountain.
always be the villain.
Why this way? That's the question. Why this way? This particular way? That makes everyone stupid. Every single character looks stupid because of it. Dal
they
looks
think
stupid because he didn't check the body. Bray looks stupid. Ebony looks
Dal.
stupid. Amber looks stupid. Every single character looks stupid.
And listen, Ebony doesn't look necessarily stupid. She just looks like, oh, sorry for my language, but you know, where she's like,
she looks pathetic.
My brain is-
Pathetic.
yeah.
Honestly, you said everyone involved in it. Everyone in this episode was stupid. I'm thinking I'm gonna give Lex a pass on that. As the
Also,
only person who
Yeah.
was allowed a pass on
Yeah.
assuming
you're
Amber was
right.
dead because he buried Sandra
buried
himself.
Sandra.
So, you know.
Okay, and here's my thing, right?
You're right. Mhm.
Who allowed Ebony to dig and bury Amber without somebody seeing prior
Oh, we debated
that
that.
there was? I
That
missed
was
so
too-
much.
Apparently, Dal was too afraid to see the body, but everyone saw Sandra's body. So, and to quote Chloe and Patsy, why? We've seen dead people before.
Okay,
the
but
running theory is that in the dead of night, Ebony got up and dug the grave
I can't deal with it. Like, she
with
just-
no one seeing.
Dude, this is premeditated fake murder.
She just, moved around some dirt and made it look like someone dug a hole.
No, she
because-
dug
She
an
just
actual.
Yeah,
She dug some
it
earth
was
down.
empty.
There was a room down there.
Yeah,
So
there was.
How could no one see or
That's
hear?
what And who just trusted her?
And yeah, that's a bigger question. It's an even bigger question. Who in the tribe could actually
She
believe her?
tried to kill Tai-San last season. And she killed Bob.
Oh,
And I'm just, my brain is going through all the people. Why didn't Ryan notice it? I get when
Trudy,
you-
for crying out loud. Even in Trudy's panic, I feel like she still would have wanted
Trudy
to
would have
see.
checked. Trudy
Yes.
would have checked on Amber.
Yes.
It's just,
She would have wanted to make sure. You'll
mhm.
feel like someone would have wanted to make sure. Like, who in their right mind would trust Ebony
heck.
with Amber, of all people?
In all fairness, I don't think Chloe would have trusted her.
No,
Definitely not.
that's
I mean,
the thing.
on.
staying away, sure, but
Like, and this is why I feel like the writers and the create whatever, whoever you want to blame, feel like the freaking as children when
Yeah.
this show first came out and as teenagers that we were stupid enough to just be like, this is fine.
It's
It's
weird.
not
You know what?
fine.
and you know what? Some of us probably were back then.
I was like, it's whatever. She's back. I'm just happy she's back. I'm just happy she's back. You know what I mean? I didn't care
I was
about
happy she was back,
Ebony.
but I was still like,
Ebony's the bad
"Wait, what?"
guy still. It's cool. There's still this little rivalry. You know what I mean? Like, we're good, right? But now I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm not
But
stupid.
why?
and you- yes.
Remember,
Yes.
you're asking us to believe that every single mole rat just didn't
Yes.
ask who dug that grave. Everyone.
Exactly.
Everyone didn't ask the question. They just saw it
Everyone.
appear and then was like, "Oh, okay, it's Amber." no one
Exactly.
asked.
I mean, and if I think about, okay, Tai-San and Selene, perhaps even Trudy
Tai-San,
were busy looking after Bray. But seriously,
Listen. Tai-San would have been like, I need to make sure.
Yeah,
Tai-San would have.
She would have.
Tai-San
There's
would've
no
checked.
way that everybody would have just accepted that there was this body in this grave and that it was Amber.
just appeared out of nowhere.
I mean,
come
come on.
on.
come on.
So
even
Lex
Casey
is
was there.
burying Zandra next to her, and there's just this grave, and it says Amber, and he's like, "Okay, are you serious right now?"
I think Sabine said it was probably he dug Zandra's grave first, probably, and then.
Yeah,
And then this
I-
other one just magically appeared in the middle of the night. He didn't leave Zandra's grave. You're telling me he didn't? Come on,
Oh, that's true. Oh, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Eh?
on. None of it is okay, and I will never recover from this.
no. And I'm trying to come up with people who could even have the slightest pass of plausibility. Selene being a fussy crybaby, being near Bray because
She would have been all over Bray. Yeah, no, she would have been.
She
all
would have
over
been all over Bray. Trudy, I could get being all over Bray, or at least worried about her own baby.
Yes. So we've got Tai-San and
Yeah,
Jack.
but that leaves Jack, Dal, KC, Chloe. Well, Patsy,
I'm sorry.
I could get
I'm
Patsy
still
not go
gonna
near
have
that.
to.
Ryan,
Still gonna have to hold
Ryan,
Lex a little bit accountable in this.
no,
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
have to,
yeah, but at least
in the
Lex
sense
was
that
completely out of it over his own
if
life.
he's the one that was like, I'm gonna go tell Bray, I mean,
Yeah,
and
but-
his wife is buried right next to this empty grave that just
No one
magically
asked.
appeared.
Nobody asked who did this.
No, that's what I'm saying. Nobody asked. You can't tell me
Oh.
that even Lex, in his state of grief, he would have asked, because that's who Lex is.
yeah,
Doug
He
does,
would
yeah.
have asked. Well,
You
who
know,
did this?
but
Mm.
yeah, even
I've
if
seen him in his grief, especially this episode.
yeah, but
We'll get to that.
even if Lex being totally out of it at having just lost his wife and baby,
Sorry, where's Ryan?
yeah, that's
He's
we have
hovering over
Ryan.
Salene. He's too focused
Casey?
on Salene.
Where's
Celine's
Yeah,
focused on Bray.
Casey would have looked.
Casey would have definitely wanted to see a dead body.
Yeah, he would have. Casey would have checked. Chloe probably would have checked. Del saying he was too scared. Okay,
I get it.
you
Okay,
know?
whatever. I'll give you a little bit of a
But-
pass. But it's your best
you know-
friend. You're not going to confirm it.
Yeah,
Like, not even check.
Like-
Just ask who did this.
Yeah,
Who
but
dug
he-
the
who
grave?
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Nobody knew who.
Who did the work? Who dug this grave? Who took the time to dug this
It was
grave?
magic. Okay, it was Danny.
of course it was. I mean, the Chosen were pretty close. Maybe they helped. It was Zoot.
Ah,
Uh,
Zoot.
Oh man, this storyline.
Who's the dang doctor? Dal.
yeah, I
He
know,
was
but
too
the
scared.
Who's the
Del,
spiritual
Who's the
doctor? We don't know yet. Hasn't become that
Tai-San.
the
bad.
witch doctor.
Yes.
She was. I
The
don't know
witch
if it was.
doctor. Yeah. I mean, wouldn't someone like Tai-San perform last rites?
I am just saying they would have had a proper freak. They wouldn't have just accepted
Yeah.
her being buried. Come on.
Oh,
This is
and that's
stupid.
just.
And we're not
And that's
dumb.
just how on earth did I get that they were grieving, but how on earth did all of them believe Ebony?
I mean, Ebony didn't even say it, did she? She didn't
No,
even.
that's what I'm saying. I
That
don't
makes
think
it even
she
worse. She didn't even say.
Yes, because
I dug the grave. She just left. It was just
They asked-
left to.
Yeah,
They
they asked
didn't
in
know.
season 3. They
No one
asked up
knew.
on the mountain. Well, who did it? Who
Like, oh, I
buried her?
don't know. No one knew. Still,
It's magic. It was Casey. Sorry.
the more we dive into it, the worse it gets. I mean, there's this whole scene. The fact that Ebony had a friend in the past who she was so close with, she had took a photo of Bray and the baby.
Exactly, just on her person.
just-
like, and
And she's had this photo for
Yeah,
years.
that's
yeah,
well,
and
that's
st-
the thing.
And still, at least if it was her niece, it would have made sense because that would have been,
That's why it has to just be because it's a picture of her and Bray and this baby and this
Yeah.
life that she wishes she had with him. And she longs for it, and she's got a shrine
Yeah.
somewhere set up, in the trading
Oh
cards.
god,
Yeah.
that's
Like,
just
you
not
know, it's
Ebony.
no,
that's what
most
we're meant to
girls
believe,
that-
guys.
most girls that age had pictures of boy bands.
See, I
She
mean,
had
she's got a
pictures of
picture
Bray,
of Bray with the baby,
Of her-
because that's
her own personal boy band.
like she's
Man.
definitely a Bray fangirl for sure.
Hmm
Because the bad girl should get together with the heroic boy, right? It's the opposite of what the good girl getting together with the bad boy.
Yeah.
Gotta have that.
Everyone just comes off bad. It's just.
She just wanted the leader of the basketball team.
All right. I mean, let's move on a little bit because
A little bit, yes, because the next part is
there's a lot to go through.
Just leave it. It's done.
Leave it? Am I imagining this? Doesn't any of this bother you?
I'm someone else now. So are you.
That is where you're wrong. I'm still the same person. Look at me!
Do you want to just roll back the tape and go on from where we left off?
No, but
Then what do you want? You see? It really doesn't matter, because it's dead and buried. Just like I was. I've moved on, Bray, and from the sounds of things, so have you.
Unfortunately, panel, the end result of what happens doesn't quite play out in the fantasy that Bray had in his mind, because Amber informs him that too much time has passed and that they're obviously different people now, and the clock can't so easily be turned back. Bray reluctantly realizes that she might be right. He references the ring that Pride now holds, and she mentions Danny, that a spiteful Ebony threw at them before she storms off. I mean, yeah, panel. I mean, okay, we had the fake out during her initial reveal. What do you make of the epic reunion scene still not happening between Bray and Amber? And more importantly, do you understand Amber's perspective here about how too much time having passed?
No. Listen.
You don't think time has passed? They've dated
I
different
think
people. They've
plenty of
become
time
different
has
people.
passed. Yes, she literally has become an entire another person named
Yeah.
Eagle. Like, maybe it's just I think she's afraid to think about the past, to think about what could have happened if she wouldn't have left, and to think about those things. Right? She doesn't want to do that because she's been able to compartmentalize and keep that locked away. So now here he is in her face, and she doesn't know how to show these real emotions.
Because if she does, she has to admit to herself how stupid she's been.
I don't think necessarily that, but yeah, I mean, like she's definitely realizing, oh my God, I cannot believe I was so dumb. You know what I mean? Because now she does have those. What if I didn't? Why did I believe her? What would have happened if I didn't believe her? You know, and I do believe she's afraid of that reality. But Ebony saying what she said about Danny, I'm glad someone said it, okay, and I'm glad it happened so quickly, right? And it was definitely that last ditch effort from Mean Girl, right? Throwing out that last petty insult. I loved it because I feel like that was perfect. Like, I just feel like
that was
great.
Ebony.
Yes.
That was Ebony.
Yes,
Yeah, that was
her.
fitting.
Absolutely.
That was her back.
Yes. Oh, good for her.
I absolutely loved that part. Just, throwing Danny in Amber's face with a... Yeah, good luck with this. And Bray, enjoy talking yourself out of that one.
Yeah, and then, like, the Pride and Amber thing, right? Like, I hate how much she denies. I hate how much she denies.
Okay, I mean, I wasn't going to dive into it yet, but I mean, okay, let's do it.
Can we please? All right.
Let's do this. Because Amber is strangely quiet mentioning about Pride and the Ring. What is the situation between Pride and Amber?
She will always adamantly say that it was not, right? That it was not intimate, that it was not a romantic relationship. But if you ask Pride, they were committed to one another. They did the Gaian ceremony, committing each other to... So which one is it? Is this like she's stringing him along? Like, well, maybe Bray's still alive, so maybe I might venture back into the city. And, like, Amber, quit denying. I feel so bad for Pride. I just feel bad for Pride. Like, I feel bad that she denies the relationship that she has with him. Because clearly it is strong.
So
and
odd.
It is something. Why would she give him her ring? And in this ceremony that their tribe considers like marriage.
But she adamantly refuses to state
she married
that
this
they
man.
were
Yeah, she's married this man.
Connected.
Nope, he's not my husband. Oh, there's nothing there. We're just
husband?
friends.
What husband?
It's like the writers suddenly realized, oh, whoops, we can't make them too connected because we need to get them Amber and Bray back together again. So let's try and leave it
exactly.
aloof.
They had to wait to see, they were like, let's see how we get this reaction. You know what I mean? Poor Pride, because he's standing on a sideline the whole time, realizing that Amber's like telling Bray, oh, we're just friends. Meanwhile, 2 nights before that, they were sleeping in the same bed. Like,
yeah, all the benefits.
Amber. And then, we see what happens in season 4 and season 5, right? Like, we see what happens with Amber, and I'm like, girl, you...
No, this can't be defended.
Everyone.
This was weird how they made her.
She always judges everyone. About
the way they
behave. About it, though.
I'm not judging her for finding someone in the meantime.
No, me neither.
But I'm judging her for denying anything.
Yes, because she's saying this stuff now, right? Yeah. And she always adamantly denies it, even in the future. Meanwhile, in the future, he tells us that this is what they did. Like, like he's telling his past to someone, like, yeah, no, she's my ex. We were this, we were that. And then Bray came back in the picture, and she's like, nah, man, we were never. Nah.
This is always bad. This isn't Amber. Amber would not deny that she found happiness with someone. Like, with Sasha. This is not Amber.
Especially after hearing about Danny.
Yeah, she would go,
that there's a Danny in the picture.
I had someone just in the meantime, but I mean, it's weird. This isn't Amber. This is a weird writer thing. It's weird. I don't understand it. It's weird. They forced her not to ever acknowledge this.
Like, why did Pride have a ring? It's so dumb. It's so dumb, and I hate it. I hate it. So much.
And if she had only said it was out of gratitude because he saved her life,
Then that's
that would
good.
have been one thing.
Yeah, I
You
would have
know,
been like, okay.
It would have been, okay, yeah, sure,
Yeah.
fine.
But for him to have this whole story about how they were committed to one another,
Yeah,
like, and I feel like his attachment to Amber really hinders him in a
Yeah.
lot of ways.
Oh, yes, we will get to that. Oh, of course.
So-
oh, my
And-
God.
and you know, even if they would have, you know, at least given us some kind of explanation where, you know, Amber
How
just
Pride
goes,
could-
or just Amber going, yeah, I did string him along because, you know, I shut down my heart and I
tried to let him in, but still, you guys were together. Don't freaking act like you were not.
yeah,
They were together.
it's insulting to Pride.
And it's so weird.
It minimalizes what Pride did for her in the sense that he found her and he brought her to his tribe and they helped her become who she is, you know what I mean? And they trust her wholeheartedly. Like, it minimizes what he did for her in the sense that she was like, oh yeah, he was just there, you know?
Yeah,
When he
was
cares
there.
so very deeply.
And she knows he does.
I mean, later on when Bray says is the baby Pride, I mean, he's justified in asking
So
this.
freaking
Yeah,
literally,
because
I never okay. My first instinct
They're
is like, oh,
connected.
Bray, bud, you
I know
should have said
you
that.
should have said that in the moment, but he's
Yes.
actually right for thinking,
Yes.
okay, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah,
are
no,
connected.
Yeah, I'm like, Amber is about to ream you a new one. But boy, good for you.
You should have whispered it, but yeah, you're right.
Yes.
Or at least, you know.
Oh
And
boy.
I get that he asked it.
Exactly. That's the thing. Is like in the moment, you're like, oh no, Amber is not gonna like that. But you're like, Bray, you are
But
right.
he's justified for thinking
You're
this. Like,
absolutely right. I would have said it too. But dang,
Yeah.
you better be prepared.
oh my god, it just spirals from here, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
And everyone just loves the combination of Bray and Amber, and
Listen, I will
they're-
always.
Listen, yeah,
I know.
Bray and Amber are fantastic. I love them
I
together.
will always be for Bray and Amber.
It's just the nonsense
show,
baggage
in the
that-
sense of the show. Okay. Elsewhere is different. But no, Bray and Amber are mine
Mhm.
for sure. Because they are that couple. They're meant to be
Mhm.
that strong
Yeah.
protagonist. You know, so it's hard not to root for them because like you got Tai-San and Lex who are the anti.
yeah, you
They are
know,
the anti-Brain,
And
right?
you love them together.
Yes. Yes. So you got to have, and then, there's Salene and Ryan,
Oh.
who are whatever
No,
they
no.
are. We get to talk about that, yes.
Oh, we get to talk about that later. Yep. We'll
Yeah.
come to that in a bit.
I can't believe I'm saying that, but compared to if I have to choose between Salene and Ryan,
Don't you dare say those words,
Amber.
Sabine.
If you do
Don't
it,
you
I-
dare.
no, I'm just generally surprised at myself that I actually prefer Bramber to
Oh,
Salene
okay.
and Ryan, and that's
Oh, we're good.
That's just,
I thought you were going to say
scared me.
something scary from. I thought,
Yeah,
oh
you
my God.
scared me. It was
Are
the
we
way
gonna
you
have to have an
worded that. I'm
intervention?
like, yeah. Oh, boy.
Oh my God, my heart. Sabine, you scared me.
Yeah, she got me too. It was just the way you started saying it. I'm like, no, she isn't. I was going to let you say it, though. I was going to let you do it.
I had to.
All right, panel. Before we go to the mall, we do have one more scene that we need to talk about.
Oh, boy.
It's time you forgot Bray. There's no point worrying about what you haven't got. You have to learn to enjoy life as it comes along. Or you'll never enjoy anything.
Is that so?
Definitely.
And what wonderful things is life offering right now, Lex?
A warm night, a starry sky, a full stomach. You know, you and me.
So, obviously, after her plans have all unraveled and she's very eager to be gone, so Ebony asks Lex if he'll go back to the city with her to face the Guardian. And a rather astute Lex realises that it's because of the eternal triangle. He's initially torn between staying with Bray or seeing Tai-San again, but he eventually goes with her, before almost immediately taking an opportunity to hit on her.
God dang it.
I mean, Lex is Lex. Does that, I mean,
Okay.
is that
No.
justified? Can you even
Okay,
say Lex is
okay.
Lex?
Okay. Listen, I am the biggest Ebonex shipper ever. Like, I love Ebony and Lex together. I think that they are fantastic, right? However, dude, why are you with her right now? Like, what are you on your way to do with her in this moment? Oh, yes, rescue your wife.
Yep.
Like, I'm telling you that I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised because it is Lex. But at the same time, I'm like, dude, you were doing so good.
And then
were
the
doing
I was
so
surprised.
good.
I have to say, I was surprised. Like you said, he's on his
That's
way
what I'm
to
saying.
save
Yeah,
his wife.
at first,
Not
I
like
was
a separate-
absolutely surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm like, it's Lex. It's Lex. It doesn't justify it. It does not make it okay. He is absolutely skeevy and gross in this moment. Like,
For a moment, I did wonder if Tai-San really had rubbed off on him that much. Like going for, I thought it would cheer you up, make you feel better.
I mean,
He says, "Oh yeah, he says that, innit? Yeah."
yes, he does. He does say that. Yes.
No, I think even for Lex, this surprised me. Like, come on, Lex, you're on your way to try and rescue your wife, and you're like, okay, Ebony,
Your wife. Like, you chose your wife
a
in
quickie
the
won't hurt.
situation.
A quickie won't hurt. I mean, come on,
Sir. I bet you Tai-San literally told him that she realized she loved him because she realized she didn't want to see him with another woman.
However, we will talk about Tai-San in a bit, but
Listen, that little
but
trollop.
Lex in this situation, yeah.
So maybe, okay, you want to know what? All right, if we're going to think about that too in this moment, I'm like, they're perfect for each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think it was on purpose? Just the way the script played out. Do you think that was done
Maybe
intentionally?
Maybe with
'Cause
that
both
intention.
scenes happen in this
Probably.
episode.
Possibly, but I feel like if Liz was here, she'd find a reason as to why no way that was intentional. Like, it's just it's just
could be
Lex being
intentional,
Lex.
But it could also be a happy little accident.
And
Yeah,
then-
you know.
Lex being Lex and then Tai-San being Tai-San. It seems quite intentional.
Listen,
the
Tai-San
two
is doing what
scenes.
Tai-San does. She
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a
Gross.
bit. But yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah. Sorry.
No, it's a bit much. Like, I thought her flirting with Bray in season 2 was bad. No, woman. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We got more to do before that.
We got a lot. Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah,
But yeah.
for Lex, I mean, why?
No. I feel like they always do this with Lex. Okay, I really do feel like the writers and the creators, they do this with Lex's character, and they will consistently do this with his character throughout the next 3 seasons, where he progresses and he progresses and then he backtracks and then he progresses and then he backtracks. Nothing sticks for long, but he keeps moving forward. It's really weird.
Yeah.
I feel
I was just
like
thinking. You just reminded me. He's cheated on every single.
Yes.
Or he's almost cheated on
Yes.
every single partner he's been with.
Yep.
Wow.
So like, I just feel like this is who Lex is, and as much as we want him and we know that he has developed other aspects of his person, he will always be
Led
a
by
quote
his
unquote
pants
player.
in this, yep.
He will always be the ladies' man, where he always has to be that type of way with certain women.
I know, but I found it hilarious.
It's gross.
That he goes
It's gross. But
Yeah, but I find it so funny that he goes for I thought it might cheer you up.
yeah, no, absolutely.
Because
He
that's
definitely
just
picked
more
that
than-
up from
Tai-San, you're right, absolutely right. He picked that
yeah.
up from Tai-San.
because that's something that she said
is
to him.
gross.
he would justify it to himself
Yeah.
with that.
hmm
But but Tai-San would want me to help people.
He would even likely say that to her. Well,
Yeah.
wouldn't you have wanted to?
If she ever found out, wouldn't you ever want me to help Ebony through this tough
Yeah.
time she's had?
Yeah.
I mean, this is Ebony.
But listen, Tai-San straight up told him, I don't like being jealous of you and other women. That's how I know I love you. And he still lets.
But she. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, he doesn't.
Ooh. He doesn't. I know he doesn't know this.
And
but
is the
he
guardian
knows-
going to tell
he
her
knows
or tell him? I don't know.
He knows what Tai-San's
He
like.
knows what
though.
Tai-San is like. Yeah, obviously.
And he
what
knows
she
what
will
she
do.
does. You're right. You're
what
right.
happens
You're
later on.
absolutely
That's
right.
why he gets so. But
Yeah.
I mean, they are good for each other.
They are. I think they are really good for each other. I really do. I think they complement each other in certain ways, but I also think they're both still growing as people.
Yeah, I just wish this aspect would have stopped.
This could have gone away, but it's
This
not
could have
something that's
gone
ever
away.
going to go away.
This
in
would have been
Let.
the perfect time to do it for
Yeah.
Lex, but
I know, but they who knew. I can't say too much. I don't want to spoil too much. What was going to happen in the future as far as certain characters go. They were going to, so they couldn't solidify something with him because he's got to be that way in the future too.
Becoming a novice is the first step towards becoming a real member of the Chosen instead of a worker. You are the first people in the city to be offered the chance.
In other words, you're asking us to join you.
Everybody wants to join now.
So we can afford to be selective.
Well, that's a compliment. May?
Come on, guys, I think everyone's taking it a bit too seriously. It's no big deal, right, Trudy? You merely agree to open your mind to different ways of being. Think about it. You may find it helps your food problem.
I mean, yeah. Just to focus on that for a minute. What did you think of Trudy's offer and everyone's reaction to it?
It was a smart thing to do from her point of view.
Oh, she's so smart. She's so smart. She's been there with these people and these kids in their moments of hunger, and in their moments of starving, and they know what they're. She knows how far they're willing to go to feed themselves, right? So she's banking on them, and the food. It's the food, right?
And she has to have a win.
Yeah, she needs a win. Absolutely needs. But Trudy's smart, definitely smart in the situation. She's using her knowledge of them. That's why it's smart the Guardian listened to have her help out.
Yeah, because, especially if you think about Salene, dangling food in front of Salene, come on, even without that baby, that was going to work.
Yeah, no, absolutely. She's definitely one of the weakest. If it would have been anybody else, I think, other than Salene, who was like, yeah, I can play along to get food. I can do it. Might have worked. But Selene's too impressionable.
Yeah, I was going to say, in that moment, did anyone ever believe what Salene was like? I could play along. Did anyone believe that?
Not for a moment. Not for a moment.
Not for a second. Like, come on.
That girl isn't that strong.
No.
You could say a lot of things about Salene, but not that.
Mm-hmm. I was with Alice here. I was like, you guys what are you doing? Honestly.
Mm-hmm. And it feels like it happened very quickly, but then again, we don't know the time frame with, that we're dealing with as well.
Yeah.
So could have been a couple days. It could have been it's probably been a few weeks that they've been like this.
Oh, I mean, we've talked about that in one of the last podcasts, that they've been fed, they've been having breakfast. It's inconsistent, but it just makes it quite ridiculous.
Yeah.
If they had been consistently starved and forced to work, it would have played up, this would have made more impact.
Yeah.
But we see them being fed, we see them having food, we see them having breakfast, we see them walking up to the cafe and getting drinks and stuff. It's just so inconsistent that this scene doesn't quite work. But I do love Trudy. I do love how manipulative she is.
Yeah. And even with them having some food, just horrible food, I can still buy Salene going for that.
Oh yeah, Salene is always going to jump on that.
Yeah, like Salene needs the comfort of knowing that she's going to be taken care of.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that leads on to my last question. Like, why is only Alice the only person who wants to stand up and take charge here? Like, Tai-San, she has her thoughts on how they should handle it. Stepping up. She's not bringing them all together. Why is no one doing that?
I think Tai-San knows what she's doing. Okay? As we see later in the episode, with her interactions with the Guardian, she can already tell that he's intrigued by her. She can already tell that he is interested in her, if you will. Okay? So maybe she's thinking that she needs to remain quiet in the way that she
Why
can.
do this alone? Why not bring everyone together into her plan? I don't understand.
Because that's Tai-San. Why not give everybody the freaking antidote formula?
Yeah. She likes having power.
I mean, come on. This is where I am even more and more convinced, that Tai-San is one of those people who she likes to work alone, but she really enjoys having that power.
Mm-hmm.
She really enjoys it. You can't convince me otherwise. Come on.
I mean, I feel like I need to step in and be Liz, but I can't because
she
is odd. Why not bring everyone into this plan?
And she believes that her way and her ideas are the best and only way. So what if people disagree? And absolutely people will disagree. Nah, you want to know what though? I feel like Alice would be like, all right, get it. Do it. Do what you got to do. You know, we'll be here to get you out if we need to, right? Like,
I wonder, because Alice would be the first to go with a, you can't betray Lex after everything.
oh,
you
she
put
would
me through."
absolutely say that, but then once it's explained to
Yeah,
her
once that's gone
in a
through,
more
she'll be like,
sensible way, she will be like, okay, let's do
access
this.
to the
Because
Guardian. Yeah,
finally,
perfect.
somebody is stepping up,
Yeah.
you know?
So I'm slowly trying to come up with reasons why Tai-San didn't tell them.
Because she knew
And
what she was going to do.
She knew what she was gonna do, and she knew it would work best
Ooh,
if she did it alone.
Because she's going to be a little trollop and
she's going
need to give me back to leg.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I was going to say a polite word, but yeah.
Listen, that's as polite as I was.
Yeah, no, but that's all I'm thinking. It won't work if they're all suddenly very sweet to the Guardian, because he would never
No.
buy that.
Absolutely.
And she knows that, and she knows he's taking a risk. She doesn't want to drag the others down during that. But
Possibly.
she's also enjoying the attention. I mean, come on. She likes being special. She liked being the one person to have.
Special.
Yeah, she liked being the one person who could, who knew how to get to Eagle Mountain, even though Jack had it worked out. And she liked being. Yeah, and she liked being the person with the formula. And she likes being the one to bring down the Guardian because,
I don't mind all that. It's just this lack of communication, especially from Tai-San, who like emphasizes everyone has their own thoughts and ideas and comes together. Like, it just drives me a bit crazy.
Yeah, and she has emphasized that everybody needs to stay strong.
Everyone needs to stay strong.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone can bring their own ways of
But
fighting.
that's why I say,
it is consistent for Tai-San, though.
It is. It is consistent for who
she always
is as a
tells people how they should act and what she feels like they should do, but doesn't do it herself.
Yeah.
Everyone should take the antidote, but I'm not going to take it.
Nah, I'm good. I'm immune.
Everyone should just, work together, stick together, be united. But I'm going to go and, try and see if I can use my womanly ways on him.
Seduce the Guardian. I saw him look. He gave me the look.
So fragmented.
Maybe if I realign his chakras.
Maybe
he
won't be so cranky.
Maybe he'll be a good boy.
Maybe she wants to be the Supreme Mother.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't know. It just drives me crazy. We've got
she likes
people
power,
doing
power
things in
corrupts.
different ways. No one's talking to each other.
And
Even though they have
that's
so
just
much
so
time
messed
to
up.
talk and plan.
They're not a tribe anymore. They haven't been.
They haven't been for quite a long time.
And this really, really this really shows how they fell apart as a whole, as the Mallrats.
But this is the time. This is the moment to come together. You are prisoners of the Chosen. Like, what better time to discuss and talk? But no one's even talking. Like, okay, Salene and Ryan and May are doing their thing. Alice is doing her own thing. Tai-San's doing her own thing. Everyone's just doing their own thing. Like, how's that going to work?
They can't work together because we have to see how badly they need Amber for that.
Yeah.
No, that's not fair. That's not to make Amber look
It's not
good.
fair, but
No, that's not fair,
I'll bet
Susie.
you it might play some part in it,
That's
because
not
they're missing
fair.
their leaders. They're missing Bray.
They're missing the leaders,
Amber,
yeah,
They're missing
but
Lex. They're
that's
missing
not fair that
Ebony.
they
They're
all-
missing Danny.
Are they though?
These
Sorry.
kids were. Listen.
This was just on the missing nanny. My brain just
Listen, I
Are
know,
they
but
missing?
she was there and she is missing. Okay.
So is Paul,
they
but
may
nobody
not
knows about
be
him.
missing her per se, but she is missing. She is a missing person. Okay. Unfortunately. It's fine.
What was all that about? They want me to do the ceremony. Well, I hope you told them what they can do with it. I said I'll think about it. You mad? They'll brainwash you. No, they won't. Of course they will. You fell for it before, didn't you?
I mean, let's trash Salene because I have to talk about the next scene because
Yes.
it drove me crazy. And we've talked a lot about Salene in in this podcast, but we're going to have to talk about what happens here because it didn't sit well with me. So while the rest of the Mallrats are on work duty, Salene and May visit and single out Patsy, trying to convince her to take part in the ceremony with them. Unsure, Patsy agrees to think about it, but Chloe thinks it's a bad idea, and it will only end up in her being brainwashed again like she was before. I mean, come on. Why are Salene and May targeting Patsy?
Because Trudy asked him to.
Yeah, Trudy said Patsy's the one.
Yeah, Trudy did specifically say, see if you can convince Patsy, Chloe and Patsy, but mainly Patsy. Because
Why would they do it? Why would they do it?
Why would
I don't
they do
know.
it?
Listen,
Because,
May's gonna.
no,
why would
it's
May do it?
simple.
I think we know the answer to that one. Okay, May is not a mall rat. She never
May,
will
I
be.
understand.
I don't
May, I
care what
understand,
anyone
okay.
says.
I understand
I-
May's
But
perspective.
Salene is.
No,
Salene,
I
though.
get why. I
Her
totally
kid.
get why Salene does it. Salene wants Patsy and possibly anyone else she can get do the same as her, so she doesn't look bad.
Yeah,
If more
less
people
guilt
do
for
it,
her.
it's but everyone was doing it.
Less
Yeah, but
guilt for her, you know.
It
And
makes her look less bad if others are doing the same thing.
And I think she might be slightly afraid that if they can't get more people to join to go with them, that they're not going to get it.
She's already joined. She's already joined with May.
But it's a
Right.
selfish.
Yeah.
It always will be a selfish thing with Salene because Salene can only ever think about her.
She's only thinking about herself. She knows what Patsy's been through, and you're gonna throw her back into this
Yes,
just because you
but
want more
that's
people to be
Salene.
with you. That's
And
just
she knows
so
right
selfish.
now that Patsy
Salene was
is on
always
her again.
Salene was always selfish.
But come on, now in this situation,
I'm not surprised.
Patsy was brainwashed. She was forced to do things, forced to almost kill Ebony. You know what I mean? Like by giving the information to the Guardian. Like you're forcing her to go back into this world. Why? How could you do that to your
Because Salene
your
is not a good
surrogate
person.
child? Oh,
Listen,
absolutely not.
she is not a good person.
How could you do that? No.
Can
sorry,
we
I
just
hate
all
it.
agree?
Yeah,
Salene
no,
is
she's
garbage.
just
Right now, she is garbage.
it
Okay.
fits. Sorry, for me, it fits for Salene and the
It
way
does
she
fit
is.
for her, and she's absolute she's horrible for it because you know that she knows that Patsy is trusting her. Right? Patsy has leaned back on her for support. Okay, and that's why she pulled her away from Chloe.
That's what's
instead of
even
just
worse.
talking to her in front of Chloe.
Oh my god, that's
It
what
is
even makes
worse.
it even
It's horrible.
worse.
It's
After
disgusting.
all this time, Patsy's finally come back back to
No,
lean on her.
It's gross.
Oh,
It's gross. But I do feel like May is pushing Salene too. Like I feel like Salene is so impressionable, especially right now. And especially when she's in these stressful moments, that she can be pushed to do anything. If it means
I can't even blame May for this. No, I can't blame May for this. Celine forced her to come into the fold. It's awful.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not
It
blaming May, but I'm not saying that May's voice in her ear doesn't play a part because that's the type of person. Salene is a follower, okay?
Yeah.
But she's only a follower so long as she's going to be rewarded.
And as long as people don't think badly of her for doing so.
Yes, because they're, and I'm surprised she hasn't used the fact that I'm pregnant, I have to do this, I'm pregnant.
I was going to say, yeah, because already people are thinking bad of her. She doesn't really mind. As long as she's got May with her by her side. She doesn't care. She's got her baby. She's thinking about the baby.
Apparently, because they're best friends. Well, May did save her life, remember?
She doesn't care at the moment that, people are thinking bad about her.
Oh, but see, here's the thing. This is what Salene does, Like Ryan. Yeah. Ryan was the one. Ryan saved her life the first time. He was the one. She clung to him. Now she's pushing him away, and May saved her. So now May's the one. This is what she does. This is Salene.
Yeah.
Who she is. She is not a good person.
No.
She tries. Don't get me wrong. There are times where I'm like, hey, Salene, I can see you. Not recently.
I can't
okay,
even
but later
remember.
on, there's a couple times, okay? But in the end, she always falls back on the Salene is number one, Salene is first. I have to make sure I'm okay.
Yeah.
Screw anybody.
I mean, let's talk about the other side of the situation, forcing Ryan to come along for the baby.
Gross too, but she knew he would. She knew he would.
Oh yeah, she knew he would. That's why she's manipulated that situation.
In this
awful,
moment too.
Awful.
Using what you know and what you know against people, they're like.
Yeah, exactly like Trudy. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Mm-hmm.
Ebony does the same thing too. It's just she's being manipulative, and that's all Selena's ever done with Ryan. Is she is manipulative.
Gross. Mm. Yeah. It wasn't even come for me, come from the family we have. It's just come for the baby because I know that's what you want. It's just awful.
Yeah.
I hated it as usual. It's just
and I felt
nasty.
so bad for him.
This
So
is
bad
Salene.
for him,
Salene.
too.
Unfortunately, this is her. this is her.
This is her, yes. Like, that's the only excuse there is that this is who Salene is as a person.
Yeah.
Like Lex is Lex. Well, this is Salene.
Yep,
She
this
just
is
cares
Salene.
about
Yeah.
herself and will do anything.
I never thought twice about it because it is Salene and it is what she does.
Yeah, and with the way that the relationship is going, and of course she's going to do this. This
Yeah.
isn't unusual. Like, she's in panic mode, and when she's in panic mode, she doesn't know what to do but cling to the first life raft. And what's the first life raft? The Chosen.
Well, I just strongly feel that Salene is doing this just, yeah. If more people do it, she doesn't have to feel guilty about doing it herself.
Yeah, misery loves company.
Yeah, but also just, if others do it, then she must not be doing a bad thing, right?
Yeah, it's that self guilting. Like she's trying to
Yeah.
pacify her own guilt. She's gross.
Just to finish this off, let's talk about Ryan's agreement, because he agrees to go to the ceremony with Salene asking him to think of the baby, and Ryan reluctantly agreeing to go with it because he needs to think about his wife, which he tells Alice. Do you understand Ryan's dilemma here?
Yeah, absolutely. What does he do? What does he do? He wants to go because he needs to make sure she's safe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason he's going, is to keep her and the baby safe. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's just what Ryan. It's sad. My heart broke for him.
Because Ryan just, the poor guy doesn't really feel like he has a choice in this.
No, he doesn't.
Because, what happened last time he disagreed with Salene? He ran off. And now he doesn't just risk losing Salene, he risks losing his child.
Yeah.
And if anything, he loves that baby already.
But he's seeing it. His eyes are opening, I do think. And
yeah.
Like he is seeing Salene for who she is. At least he's starting to.
Yeah, he's starting to get little glimpses, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Chosen aren't our problem.
Eagle, you're wrong. The Chosen won't stop until they control everyone, including us.
Well, they'll have to find us first.
They will. The more people they get, the fewer hiding places there are for us.
You're exaggerating.
This isn't like you.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means you shouldn't mix up what happened in the past with what needs to be done now.
Thank you. You've made your point.
As the Guardians vote not to get involved with the fight against the Chosen, Pride thinks they're making a mistake, and he asks Eagle to persuade the council to change their minds. When she refuses, he accuses her of letting her avoidance of the past cloud her judgment. And yeah, panel, I want to focus on Pride really in this scene. Like, why do you think he's so willing to fight the Chosen? And like, do you believe he's reasoning that the Chosen will take over the whole world and there'll be nowhere left to hide?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, I think he's been he's probably been the
Really?
closest to the city. But I also feel like, maybe he wants to get to know the Mallrats more because he wants to know more about who Eagle was before all of this. Bray,
But the Chosen? He really thinks that
No,
the level of their threat is...
And maybe, maybe he was being, a little facetious when he said the whole world. Okay? Maybe he was. Like, maybe I'm assuming that, like, in that moment, it was more of a, well, it's going to be the city and then he's going to keep coming. It's going to keep expanding. They can only hide so much. Like, I believed him in that moment. Like, he's probably been scouting for a while. Like I said, not necessarily that the entire world. I don't think he literally meant the entire world. All right? I think he just used it as a figure of speech, per se. Right?
So why is he fighting?
I think there's so many little points.
Well, that's why I said I think, maybe it is, has to do with the fact that this is the tribe. These are the people that Eagle were with, that she was with before she came to them.
Yeah.
Maybe she doesn't talk because
He doesn't care about them,
avoiding the
as
past,
far as he's
right?
aware.
Like avoiding the past, right? Right. But why is she avoiding the past? He wants to know. He's always been a curious person.
What? So he'd put his whole tribe in jeopardy to get that
maybe
information?
not. I don't know. Then
I
maybe
think it's not just that.
No, it's not just that, but that might play a part in it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But he probably has been watching the city. He probably has been watching their
He
coming
has.
and going, watching the tribes, watching the Chosen, and seeing what they're capable of. And he probably is scared.
Oh.
I'm not sure if it's scared as much. For me, he was absolutely appalled by the lack of respect the Chosen have for human life. Even.
Yeah, that too. You know what I mean?
You know,
Like,
it's it goes against everything he believes in. They go against everything he believes in. They annoy him.
Well, and here's the thing. If they're capable of taking a human life because they
Yeah.
feel so little about it, what are they capable of doing? And that's what I mean. Like he's not necessarily scared that they will take over the whole world, but this is something that's scary. And where will they stop? When does it
Yeah.
stop? When does it end? You know, have we learned nothing from the past?
Yeah, and now it's trying to burn an enemy at the stake.
Yes,
What will
and
be
before
next?
that, and
Will they
before
burn the
that, too.
forest?
Like, yeah, the Gaians were completely, like they were undiscovered, if you will, and Pride did.
Yeah.
But there's a reason Pride ran into them. So what is that reasoning?
Okay,
You
I mean,
know?
I understand what
he
you're
was
saying,
scouting.
but why is this the Gaians fight? That's the question. Why is this
It's
their
not.
fight?
Oh no, it's absolutely
think-
not their fight. But I do commend Pride for realizing that they can offer the help. That they do have the help to offer, even though this isn't their burden to bear right now.
I just think he feels this fight should be everyone's fight.
Yes, exactly. Like this isn't their burden to bear, but they have come here and they have asked us for help. We can offer help. Why are we not offering help? Why are we those people?
See at the and just look at the horrible things he's seen the Chosen do,
Yeah.
And to top that off, these are the people that, yes, I think Amber does play a part, because I think he does realize she needs closure in some form, and she never got that closure. So I think for her,
there's a lot playing.
He
into
wants her. Never mind if she gets back with Bray. If she doesn't get back with Bray, he wants her to just be able to get that closure she needs. Because since he's still raging mad, she's never going to be able to fully move on with her life unless she gets that closure. Unless,
Well,
and who knows?
But he makes that comment about her, avoiding, like letting her avoidance of the past.
The tribe
cloud her
doesn't need to
judgment.
fight for that to happen.
No, and we have
Ray and Amber just need to get into a room.
Yeah.
The Gaians don't need to sacrifice their lives.
Listen. Pride is a socialist. Pride is obviously a socialist. All right, he is obviously a hippie. Okay, like he is like a hippie in the sense that everybody is human. We should fight for our fellow people.
Yeah.
We should protect our fellow people.
Is
we
this
are in
Pride
this
though?
together.
He doesn't
as
seem
as
like a
group.
resistance fighter. From what he doesn't seem like a resistance fighter.
From what we see in the future, no. Okay.
No, but he's more eco warrior.
But this is this is the eco warrior. This is the Pride that we were introduced to in the beginning. This is the Pride that I liked. Okay.
The Pride that would chain himself to a tree.
Yes.
It's
right to save it because it's living. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like every
Not
living
fight
thing
a tribe though.
has value, and these people came to us in their time of need, in their time of dire desperation. They have nowhere else to go. Why can we not?
He
help?
brought them.
You know what I
brought them
mean?
There.
That's
And when
I'm
he
not
brought-
buying it. I'm not buying
No,
it.
when he made the conscious choice to bring them to his tribe, not even knowing
knew.
the Amber relation in that.
and not knowing if he was going to get in trouble.
Yeah, but he made the choice that he felt, these people are suffering from these kinds of injustices with
He's seen it.
attempted murder and everything.
He's an activist, all right, but he's not a pacifist.
He doesn't like that, and he wants to help. It's I do think it has to do with the fact that he cannot watch others suffer under the
This
rule of
does
the
not
chosen.
seem
But that's
sound
the thing
like
is,
Pride.
Okay, the Gaians are, pacifists. That's what they are,
Yeah.
right? Like, I really don't think there's any way other to justify, than saying that it's because Pride can see how desperate.
Yeah.
And he can't stand by idly while people, especially people, that were Amber's friends and Amber's family, suffer.
Yeah.
And the city as a whole suffer, because there's no doubt, like I said, that he's seen what's happened, and he watched them try to burn Bray alive.
But he has no context with it. He doesn't like the city. He doesn't. Amber, as far as he's aware, Amber doesn't like her whole life, whatever the reasoning.
Right.
Yeah.
He has
because
no
he said
connection
but
to the.
But now he's heard some things, I'm sure.
But he doesn't care about the
since they've
city.
been there.
None
He
of them
doesn't
do.
care about the city. No, he doesn't.
But he cares about
He
it.
doesn't. I don't think he. But that's the thing is, he may not necessarily care about the city, but I don't think it's that he doesn't care about the people in the city. and what's happening to them.
They are still human beings.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm not buying that Pride would get his whole tribe agreed,
It's not
meant
his
to
whole
force
tribe. Few of them
the
that
the
feel
whole
like they should
tribe
fight.
to go and
Not all
fight
of them. It's only some
most of them.
No.
To come and fight with the bastards.
There's only some.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm just not buying the direction here.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's just
How else were
for
they
me-
gonna get Eagle into the city? Come on.
Yeah.
Are we just gonna? Okay, let's just go there. All right.
Okay.
We tried to justify it. We tried to make it make sense, but now it's the only way that they were gonna get Eagle and Bray together again and into the city and a blah da blah da blah. Okay. Like, there we are. That's the reasoning. Pride. Thanks, bud. You friend zoned yourself.
I'm just for a second
I don't know.
considering.
Oh man.
Pride has heard about Danny and being spoken of as Bray's girlfriend. Who knows? He has hopes of saving her so Amber can see Bray's moved on.
Maybe.
And maybe
I don't
she can
know.
move on with him.
No, they're really, I guess, okay. I vaguely remember, like, Pride or whatever, like, the vote passed not to help them, but not all of them agreed not to help.
Mm-hmm.
Like, some of them agreed, the tribe said, no, we should help. And maybe Pride saw that, and he was like, okay. That's, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, they need help. And now he knows that Bray, this guy that they tried to murder as the brother of Zoot, right, is Amber's ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
So I
let's help.
It doesn't make any sense. You're right, but that's all there is, right? So he just wants to stay close to Bray to make sure. But why did he have to bring Eagle? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense.
See, that's the thing that doesn't make sense. They
doesn't make
forced
any sense.
Eagle to come along for this for some reason.
That's the
Does
only way
not
to get
make
her.
sense.
It's the only way.
Apart from that, the writers have to force it. Obviously, that scene to happen later on. But there's
it's
no
the
reason
only
why
way.
she had to come along. She didn't want to come.
No,
Makes no
she didn't. She
sense.
didn't have to. She didn't have to. They could have just sent some warriors and been done with it. Sent the people that wanted to help. Right.
If Pride was so desperately wanted to help the city, he could have brought the couple who wanted to go with him and then broken away.
For all we know,
Amber-
Eagle insisted on coming. Okay. For all we know, she was like, "I have to now." Well, since you guys are, I have to.
Amber came along to make sure that Bray wouldn't say bad things about her to Pride.
Or that Pride wouldn't tell Bray all their little dirty secrets.
She don't care. She don't care about that.
Yes, she can't tell. He can't tell Bray that they've been sleeping together for the last I don't know how long. That's what I mean. Like, 'cause remember, they're just friends. But if Pride contradicts that, then she's a liar.
Mm-hmm.
If just the situation feels forced to me, and it's forced for the reason that we get later on. But
yeah, no,
you guys make
is forced,
you guys make great arguments about why.
I tried.
But
I tried.
I think knowing what comes,
I'm just like, okay, Pride is this socialist. People are people are people. I have to help.
Yeah.
People are people are people. That's it. That's my argument.
No, great argument. It's just I know what's coming, and it's just.
Yeah, I know.
I know things change. People change.
Yes.
Different situation. Right now, he's in a position to help, and he just doesn't like it that people are getting murdered for existing.
No, that is fair. That's fair. It's just, yeah. It's just forcing the revote and bringing the whole tribe along and part of the tribe. If you want to be just part of the tribe,
just part. The whole tribe did
Even
not
if it's
step
part-
out from behind those trees.
Yeah.
Hey, the
Golly
whole leaders are gone.
That's okay.
So-
Listen, the camp is huge, okay? My
And that's how we
headcanon
get Hawk in
is the camp
charge.
is giant. There's a lot of Gaians, and there is a
They
second in
left the
command.
whole tribe
alright?
to go and have a fight. Oh, sorry, no. This is you make it worse.
Half the tribe.
That's how Hawk got his position, you know?
Yeah.
See, Hawk is still out there. See,
Yeah.
see.
Because he broke away because he realized what stupidness
'Cause he
the
said,
tribe
"You
are
guys
doing
are
to go and fight
crazy."
a fight that's not their fight.
Yeah, like, why are you okay?
Why are we doing this?
But why?
Yeah, well, and that gives some complexity to this tribe because, not everyone agrees on everything.
And that's the whole thing is, there was clear consensus that not everyone agreed, not everyone thought, but some people did. So those people are the ones that went. But the majority did not go, sir, because they didn't want to. God. If that's if that's a whole tribe, that sucks.
I mean, we don't see that many of them. But yeah. All right, okay, we're gonna have to talk about that scene we mentioned. Tai-San. Tai-San's intentions, guys.
Dirty.
So the Guardian summons her, keeping the visit secret from Trudy. He tells her that they have a lot in common, but that she needs to live more in the present, which he can help her do. Sorry, I don't know why I made it like that. She questions him about Zoot and drills down into his mindset. And there are some heavy flirting begins before the two are interrupted by Luke, and the Guardian gets quite angry and ends the visit. I mean, yeah, cringe. Your thoughts? Go.
That's such a nice way of putting it.
It's Tai-San. I didn't expect anything else. Sorry.
Listen. Yeah, I could tell the way that Tai-San was looking at him. You know, I'm like, oh, this girl is gonna try something.
Yeah.
Gross. Child, you are a child. That is a grown man.
Well, he's meant to be 17 or 18 or whatever, but yeah.
Poor Luke.
Tai-San.
Poor Luke.
Tai-San. Why?
What you got to say?
Why? No, you guys. Why is she doing this?
No, you.
Me? Don't want me to say. Well, I'm going to say bad things. Or go. Someone just.
Yeah, go. What? Justify it?
Go. Yeah, try it. I can't.
That's easy.
Go.
That's easy. In her brain, come on. She's used to guys. Look at her and Lex in the beginning. She slept with Lex to bring more harmony in hopes of, realigning his chakras and making it so it was better for everyone, for the good of the tribe. What harm can she do by sleeping with a Guardian, which would hopefully put him in a bad mood or in a better mood?
Listen.
So he'll get it go easier on them.
Okay.
From her point of view, all that man needs is a good hug.
I don't necessarily think it's to that extent, okay? But I definitely think that she knows, okay, that she can use her female charms to get men to do what she wants them to do.
Mm-hmm.
She did it with Lex. She did it with Bray. This is her go-to. Like, this is her MO.
Yeah.
Like.
So we're saying she's no better than Ebony.
No, she's no better than Ebony.
No, but I don't believe that she has any intentions of sleeping with the Guardian. Okay.
Okay. No, let's go for that.
Think there's anything wrong with a little bit of flirting?
No, let's go. Let's follow that foot, Maggie. Come on, no, Maggie, let's follow that foot.
See, I totally think she was planning to sleep with him.
Do you not think she was trying to do, as Sabine said, trying to align his chakras and make him more amenable to the tribe? Maggie.
I don't think. Okay.
Come on.
Okay, let me explain. Because yes and no. Okay, so let me think how I'm gonna.
It can't be yes and no. Obviously, she sleeps with.
Okay. I don't necessarily think that she thinks that she has to actually have sex with these people to realign their chakra. Okay, with Lex, that's what worked. That's what he needed. So she slept with him. Okay, the Guardian needs someone to talk to. He needs someone that he can confide in. And if she gets a little bit of flirting in and he reciprocates, then so be it. But I don't think her overall goal is to sleep with him.
Okay, that's a good argument initially, but then when she notices his reactions and interactions with her, she knows where it's heading.
But I don't think. Does she think that he's just going to have sex with her right there? He is not that type.
No,
of person.
not right that minute. But she knows where it's heading.
She's building up to it.
After all their interactions we see later on, she knows where it's heading. So what's her justification then?
Maybe, hopefully, she was trying to get out of it before she had to do it.
Before she becomes, you know what?
Yes.
I just
like she's like, I've gotten in too far. I've gotten in too deep. Lex, save me. But you can't kill him.
Yeah.
Oh! Why did you remind me of that? Maggie! Oh, we will get to that. Oh my god.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Why did you remind me of that scene?
Because it all ties in for me. I can see it all in my head playing out.
See, that makes this worse, because how do I even put this without going too far ahead?
Go. Yeah.
Say it. Just say it.
You can do it.
Okay, as you said, like, she wants to use her ways to fix people, like with Lex. Okay,
yes.
fine. And she was going to do it on a mental level and a philosophical level. initially. Fine. Okay, got that. But then it begins to become a heavy flirting, and she sees the Guardian's intentions. Okay, so she knows where this is going to head.
Uh-huh.
How I don't even know. How does she not know where this is going to head? And then how
I think she always knew.
She knows? And then so she was prepared to do it. Okay, do you think she was not prepared to do it, or do you think she was prepared to do it?
Yeah, she was absolutely prepared to do it.
I think if it came down to it, yeah,
she would.
Yeah,
she would. Okay,
take one for the team.
But I was trying to explain, she does this realignment in different ways. Like with Bray, she used her charms, not necessarily in a sense that she was trying to sleep with him, right? But just to keep his interest on her long enough to get what she wanted out. I don't think she's necessarily doing that with the Guardian, but I definitely think that she's trying to distract him. She is trying to distract him in one sense or another, whether it's from the rest of the tribe, so he's got his focus on her. Or if it's, just because she wants to infiltrate the top, right? I don't know.
So what point does it become trying to fix this individual and saving her tribe to just fixing this individual? Where does this point?
That's where Tai-San struggles, right?
Yeah.
That's where she struggles. Because with Lex, the same thing happened.
How does this individual's well-being trump the whole tribe?
Right. I don't know. There's no justification for that. There's no.
That's an issue.
And that will come to head. That is definitely an issue.
Yeah. And I think that's always been a big issue for Tai-San because, throughout the first and second season, we see that she is now able to, form more attachment to people. Whereas, first time around with Lex, it was just, if I just sleep with you, you might be a better human afterwards and not just, go after all the girls and be annoying all the time. But now, with the way she's now and how she's learned to, get attached to other people, I think at the start, she just assumed, okay, I'm just, going to try and connect with him I'll try several ways and we'll see which way this goes. And if it goes, towards having to sleep with him in order to make him go easier on everyone, sure, she's totally prepared to do that, at least from my point of view.
Yeah.
But I think later on, with her attachment to him, she went into deep. She went into deep, and she just doesn't know how to not be attached to him anymore at that point. At least at some level. Because he becomes a project.
Yeah. You definitely see, when she starts to be able to interact as a human with human beings, how complex it can be for her. Her attachment to Lex, her attachment to Alice at one point, her attachment to the Guardian.
Yeah.
And in the future, with the other stuff.
Yeah. No, in the past, it always felt like she just, she did what she had to, what she felt was the best for everyone, and what was the best for her, no matter who it would hurt, or no matter what the consequences, she would just go for it and do what she was feeling to be right in the moment.
Yeah. And I do feel like she would think that Lex would do the same thing in this situation.
Yeah. Had the Guardian been a pretty woman. Yeah, but had the Guardian been a pretty woman and Lex been the one locked up
I think that she would think that he would probably do something similar.
But wait, you mentioned something, Sabine, like the good of everyone. That's always been Tai-San's initial thing.
Yeah, for the good of the tribe.
The good of the tribe.
Sleeping with the Guardian would totally, from her point of view, be for the good of the tribe. Because
I understand.
If he's less uptight, he might relax a bit.
Yeah.
I can imagine her thinking, oh, that guy just needs.
But she doesn't do things for the good of the tribe. That's just her fake reasoning. She never does things, never for the good of the tribe. She was playing with Lex because she wanted to play with Lex. She is doing this with the Guardian because she wants another project for some reason. It's not to help everyone. It's not to everyone. Is it? How is it to help?
And at the very least, it would help her.
Yes, and see, we're
Because-
meant to believe that
She makes this excuse that it's for everyone, but it's not. It's for
and that's
herself.
what I mean.
and,
you know,
and even then, she doesn't want to compromise on her religion, like in the way Salene is giving in. She doesn't want to do that because she does have her own thoughts and her beliefs, but I think she honestly feels like she can win him over one
She's
way or
seen-
another.
she has seen the way that he looks at her, and she has heard the tone of his voice when he speaks to her. She knows that she can play him.
Yeah, and she will.
Really? Do you really believe Tai-San believes she
Yes.
could win him over?
I absolutely
Win
100%
him over?
believe,
Yeah.
but I believe that she can get in his ear. She thinks,
I'm
yes,
talking about, you think she can turn him?
I think that she believes
She believes
that she is the one that
How?
is going to be able to get
because
behind
she
the
has
mask.
savior syndrome.
Yes, like she,
That's a good expression, yeah.
you can't tell me that she has not noticed, or she wouldn't be playing off of it. If it was Luke that was showing her that attention, she'd be playing off of that too.
Yeah.
Just to try to get a little bit of ahead. Okay. That if that can help her in any way or help them in any way, then that's what she's gonna do.
Ooh.
And that's what I mean why she uses her female
And that-
charms, okay, to get what she needs to get.
And she knows exactly how to do it. I mean,
Yes.
this girl hasn't been properly fed. I mean, she's been fed, but not the good stuff. And she's just sitting there, and she just gently asks him if she can eat some grapes, but she's not munching down on them. She's
So
just
she is manipulating
using
him.
them. Yeah, she's using the grapes to draw his attention to her mouth and everything.
Yep.
And then spilling
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, and the seductive
And
spill
spilling.
onto
Yeah.
her top. Oh, for God's sake.
It's like, yeah, and that's the bad part. I mean, she's seen a guardian around. That kind of guy. It's not the kind of guy that had tons of girls running
No.
around after him in high school.
Yeah.
That guy craves that kind of attention.
Yep. That's why I said, he gave her a look one time. And she was like,
and
oh,
that's enough.
okay. Yep. She knew.
I can work with that.
Yep. Exactly.
No, Lex and Tai-San, they are
exalt
the
each
same in a
other.
way. They just
That's what they do. Yes, it is. She is the female version. He is the male version. She's done some really crappy things. He's done some really crappy things. Like, crazy. She nasty.
it's kind of like an open relationship.
Yeah.
in a way, yeah. In the sense
You're
that
allowed.
they
You're
both
kind of
know.
allowed to. Yeah, we know that you might
Seduce
be.
someone else. That's
Yeah, it's okay. And
if it's
we know
for the
things.
greater good.
If it's to get ahead, not die.
Yeah. It's to not starve, to have a comfortable life.
Oh, you were gonna sleep with Ebony? Cheer her up? Okay.
Okay.
I understand.
I think it's just the unwritten. We just don't tell us about it. Just don't tell each other about it. I think that's the thing.
Yeah, we just can't know.
That's when it becomes murky.
As long as the other person doesn't see, they're fine with it. Both of them are. Just as long as they don't have to watch it or hear about it, they're fine.
Yeah. But they're perfect for each other.
Yeah, and that's what makes them a good match. It would be so different if she was like that and he was like Ryan, I would have opinions on that. But
Oh, yeah.
Lex is Lex, Tai-San is Tai-San. They knew this about each other before they got married. She didn't even believe in marriage, so
I mean, we know, from in the future that clearly it was not a relationship, but we can just think this now. Okay.
Think it
And we
now,
don't
yeah.
know what happens in the future. All right. We aren't mind readers and time travel.
They are solid.
Solid as a rock.
And yeah, let's talk about Selene's rock.
And do you renounce the tribe of the mole rats and swear never to call yourselves by that name again?
Ryan.
Sorry, Salene. Stuff your dumb ceremony. I will never desert the mole rats. You hear me? Never.
Ryan! Take him away. Ryan!
Yeah, what did you make of the denouncement of the Morat's identity and obviously Ryan's easy choice to make here?
Or Ryan. I felt so bad for him in that moment.
he was made to choose.
He did what he needed to do. Yeah, she put him in a very tough situation. And he chose his family, but his other family, right?
Yeah.
He chose the mall rat over his wife and child.
Did that surprise you?
No.
He chose
No.
the family over even the baby.
I'm going to tell you,
This
it didn't
baby that he's
surprise
wanted
me.
for so...
I know.
It did surprise me.
But I'm going to tell you, it didn't surprise me in the sense that I knew when he asked them to renounce them all.
Yeah.
Ryan wasn't good. I knew there was no way. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a very hard decision for him, you know, especially because he won't be there next to her. He won't know what's going on, but he knows that she's going to have the food she needs. She's going to be taken care of.
Yeah. She'll be safe.
He literally gave his wife and child to the Chosen because he couldn't stomach the thought of turning his back on them all. That's rough.
I mean, and he didn't try to stop her either, at least not at that level, because he knows that, having access to food and everything and not having to work is what's best for Salene and that baby right now.
And he does know that, yeah.
So he accepts that. It's just, he just can't bring himself to do that.
No. In his mind, he thinks that Bray died for them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Bray, the last thing Bray asked them to do was to keep fighting, to never give up.
And then that never call yourselves Mallrats again. That's...
That guy, yeah, no, there was no way.
Yeah, there was no way Ryan was going to say
never, not
been
once.
Through too much, done too much together,
And I love him so much, and I hate that, because if you look at it in the sense that he left his wife and kid, you know what I mean? But he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't, because they still are going to get to be together, you know what I mean?
He still had to leave them. It's still a tough...
Yeah, no, I know. But when I say that, I mean, he's not a bad guy for doing it.
No.
He's not a bad guy for being I'm sorry, And that's why, when I said he gave his wife and kid to the Chosen, I didn't mean that in a bad way. He handed them over in the sense that Trudy promised they would be taken care of. And he's seen what following their orders and what, listening, what it can get them. He's seen it, but he can't do it.
Oh, he can't.
He can do it, but he does know that it's not going to be good for Salene if she just keeps on going.
Oh, for sure.
Pregnant on that chain gang, and with the limited food they have, it's probably not that nutritious, the stuff that they're getting.
No, but it's certainly never going to be the same again.
No, but I think from Ryan's point of view, yeah, she'll be fed, she'll have May.
He won't have to worry about her in that sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
He will worry about her mental state.
Yes.
But at least not the physical state of her and the baby.
Right.
For now.
Until, we find out.
Yeah.
Baby's not going to be his baby.
No, yeah. He hasn't connected that dot in that moment just yet, but yeah.
No, but Salene hasn't connected it yet either, I don't think.
No.
And I think that even when she does and she figures it out and she doesn't really seem to care, it's so sad.
I was going to say, I don't think she...
Yeah, but Salene never cared.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah.
She never.
She just didn't want to be alone, and she doesn't care if Zoot's gonna be that father of the baby or Ryan.
She doesn't want to raise the baby alone. Yeah, as long as she's got somebody to help her do this, she doesn't care.
Someone who to help her do this, to feed her, and so she doesn't have to worry. It doesn't matter to her.
It really sucks that this is where Salene is as a character,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Because in the beginning of season 1, even with her little petty crap between Trudy and Bray, you know what I mean? She was still that motherly, that let me take care of you, let me do let me do this. I could see her being a good character.
I love that, Salene.
Yeah, and then you see her turn. It's like Jekyll and Hyde, okay? You see her turn into this, I don't want to say a monster, but she does. She does become...
Yeah.
She's...
a selfish brat.
And it's just... because when I first watched the show, I was like, okay, you know what I mean? And then, we're 5, 6, maybe less than 10 episodes in, and I'm like, oh, no. This is not going to be good.
Yeah, I related to Salene in the first few episodes, I can imagine that, that being that girl.
Right.
Taking care of the younger kids that she probably babysat at some point, It's
felt so bad for her when she said I was going to give us up to the locos. I felt so bad for her.
Yeah, just one lost play.
And then now I look back and think about it. Oh, That's crappy.
No, I'm more surprised he didn't give up earlier.
Yeah. No, Salene, I would have liked to have seen better for her. And I tried to give her multiple chances in the times that I've watched the show. But this last time through, it's been rough. Poor Ryan.
I mean, like this scene, this really is the end of.
Yes, this is it. That's what I said. It will never go back. Nothing gets better from here. This is it.
I'm happy, but
this,
obviously sad because of what happens. Because
But it's heartbreaking to know what this leads to.
This is it. Yeah. This is the end of Ryan.
And this is absolutely the reason why it's been building and building and building, and you can see it with all these tiny little explosions, from him, and it's her fault.
Yeah, a lot of it is her fault. Sorry. Absolutely.
I hate to blame her for other people's actions.
He's had some blame.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I hate to blame other people for certain, but she definitely has pushed.
But she's had.
Yes. Because he's put up with so much and so much bullcrap.
Oof, so much. Whew, what an episode.
Yeah. I watched it and I'm like, oh, what a good one to come back on.
Thank you. This is wonderful.
No. This is business. We are here to fight a common enemy. No more and no less.
What were your thoughts about that?
Okay, Amber. All right, don't worry.
Sure, Amber.
Sure, just one more time.
Business.
Just one more time. Okay.
Business, is that what we call it these days, honey?
I mean, I liked the scene. I think it was a nice scene. You know what I mean? Like, had Amber not been there, I think it would have been more impactful, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Because I definitely enjoyed, like hearing the animal calls and Bray knowing what it was. Or who was it that knew what it was? Was it? Yeah, it was Bray. And stopping, and then all of a sudden, they step off. It was just a really well done scene, and then all of a sudden, here comes Eagle. Didn't need her. We didn't need her yet. Okay, we just didn't.
Yeah, that's a good point. They could have delayed that.
Yes.
Reveal to later.
So that it seemed like it wasn't just because of her relationship with Bray and the Mallrats, right? Like, it would have seemed more like, no, this the guy, and they really should help with this fight, But otherwise, now you can just chalk it up to, well, Amber doesn't want to do it, but she's here because, like, she allowed the other vote because.
I don't think there's very much more to say.
Sorry.
No, I was just thinking, there's not. It's just sad that they forced Amber into that scene. It had a much more impact if they hadn't.
Yes. And then she could show up later, like
she could show up later.
They call in reinforcements, and then all of a sudden, wham, here she is, right?
I would have accepted it if Amber came later when Pride was taken.
Yeah, like Pride, and then they have to call her in.
Yeah.
I mean...
No, I know they want to force the two together as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Just a little delay would have...
Give us some time. Where's Danny? I'm just saying.
That brings Series 3, Episode 8 to a close. Thank you very much to the panel. And if you'd like to take part in a future episode of the podcast, please send us a message on our Facebook page or on the website, thetribe.co.uk. So we'll see you next time for Episode 9. Until then, bye.
Bye.
Bye.